Yes, I don't think it could be much closer. Yes, welcome back everybody to our Burton Albion England DNA series. It is going to be very, very close going into the last 3 games of the season. As you can see, there are so many teams in that race for the top 4. Yes, obviously we are third currently going into the last 3 games of the season, but third down to 6th, anybody in between could get into the top 4. You've got Tottenham who have currently got a game in hand on everybody else, so that plays into it a little bit as well. But it is very, very close going into the last 3 games. That's the good bit of news, right? Is that it's very, very close. And we're currently in a good position. However, the last 3 matches, we play Newcastle and we play Arsenal. So we play 2 of the teams that are chasing top 4. We play against them back-to-back here on the back of a pretty bad run of form. So although we're third currently now, I would say technically we're actually underdogs here to get into the top 4, I would say. Because we've got to play Newcastle at home next and we have Arsenal away. And then Bournemouth are going to finish off at home. That's not the easiest end, is it, to the season? So we'll see how we go. We've got a few injuries. We've got a couple of those back now, actually. No, Kwame is going to miss this one, and Giannis is suspended. But yeah, off camera, it's been disappointing, to be honest with you. It's been really disappointing to see the way the games have gone. I thought against United, I thought going into the game we'd struggle. And then during the game, I thought we did pretty well. And we're quite unfortunate to really lose the game, but we did. And then the Sunderland game was a bit of a disgrace, to be honest. I actually thought we were going to win that game. I generally thought we were going to beat Sunderland, having played. United did a little squad team talk and then played the Sunderland game at home. I thought we'd win that one, but we didn't. We didn't win that one. And it moves us into the game against West Ham, where we drew 1-1 away. And now we've got these matches. So it's all to play for, but it's not looking great from our perspective. Yeah, apologies for the videos not being out quite as often. I was actually quite ill for about 2 weeks. And then... obviously, for those of you that have seen the Future Manager blog that was put up by Sports Interactive, very busy at the moment with a lot of stuff that you may have seen. So, yeah, lots of good stuff coming your way, hopefully soon. But yeah, those are the reasons really that it's been a bit difficult to get videos out. I'm currently weighing up exactly what to do with this series if I do have to end it early. So... I'm trying to rescale. What is my minimum objective in this series? The absolute bare minimum was to get Burton to the Premier League and survive. So this season's the bare minimum. We're going to do that. We're going to get into Europe. It'd be nice to win a trophy. It'd be nice to win the Premier League. If we don't quite get to the Champions League, it'll be just because of the fact that I've got lots of I've got a lot of things coming up. Like I'm looking to move house quite soon. Looking to get back into coaching. Could have a coaching role coming up pretty soon, and we've got all the day-to-day work stuff that's all takes a bit of time from content. So that's the reason why. But I love making content. I love being able to bring you stuff here on this channel. So that isn't going to end. I'll always make time for it in some form. It just might be that it changes. It might be this specific series ends early, and I don't want there to be a huge gap between this series ending and then the first video for FM23. I don't know. If that happens, I need to try and find some way of still bringing you something sort of regular because... although I do love streaming as well, I do feel like I prefer doing YouTube videos. So yeah, I want to make sure I keep this going in some form. But just a little update on what's been going on. I've got to be honest, I've not been ill for quite a while, but I keep having to clear my throat. So apologies, viewers, if I sound a bit different today. I'm not quite sure what's going on. It is hot today, to be fair, and I have to turn off my main fan. Main fan behind me is quite loud. I can't have that on while I'm recording, so I've got a smaller fan on, and it's not doing the job right now. So. We'll continue anyway. Also, I've moved the light. I used to have a light right next to my camera, which is it's here, cameras here. It's just there. And the problem with it is if I record a video in the evening when it gets dark, it's hard to look directly at the camera because the light is just blinding a little bit. Although it looked better, it makes the production look slightly better, but I can't see into it directly. So a lot of times I realise I'm not looking into the camera. And it's just because of that, because it's quite hard to see. So naturally, I prefer to look at the screen. I tend to do that anyway, maybe more than the average person, because I like to absorb the information that I'm giving to you. But the reason I don't look at the cameras often is purely because of that. So, yeah, we got rid of that light off to the side. Today, it doesn't matter. It's quite light out still. So, yeah, but there you go. Some updates some of you may never have cared about anyway. So, we'll get into the games. We're going to play all 3 today. So, today's episode is going to be your 3 matches to see if we can get in the Champions League, which is so important if we can do that. Plus, the end of season review and the player attribute development review as well. So, a couple of things for today to look at. And then the next episode will be a few games into the next season. Probably the first European game that we play if we get into European finish. I think are we confirmed? Yeah, we're not confirmed yet. We could still finish outside of Europe completely with 3 defeats probably. So let's see what happens. We're on such a bad run. I can see us getting 2 or 4 points from those 3 matches. I can see that happening. I can see us drawing with Newcastle, losing to Arsenal, drawing with Bournemouth. Maybe we could beat Bournemouth and draw with Newcastle, lose to Arsenal. I don't think we're going to get in the top 4 if results don't go our way. Now, that's the important thing right now. There's a bit of good news, and that is the fact that it's not Newcastle. Who has a tough run of fixtures? Somebody does. I'm pretty sure somebody does here. Is it Tottenham? Okay, maybe this. Not then. No, it's not Tottenham either. Is it Arsenal? Surely somebody's got a tough run here. Okay, it was Arsenal. And it's not really a tough run. It's just the fact that they've got to play us and they play United away last game of the season. So there's potential for Arsenal to slip up, which only leaves Tottenham and Newcastle there. So, I mean, we've got to assume Tottenham are going to get the points right because they've got an extra game against everybody else. And they've got whatever games there. Or they've got games where they can get points at the very least, like draws, right? So, right then, team for today's game. Giannis is out. Lee Burley goes in. That's not even a problem for selection. Kwame is a problem for selection. And I'm not sure. I guess Tom Kiernan has to go in because that's what we'd normally do. I will go with that and move Gareth Millett up into the bench. Take out under 21s as well for the last few matches of their season. Yeah, I don't know if I brought this to in the last episode or not, but they actually lost their Papa John's Trophy final, which is devastating. Commiserations to the lads, but they did a pretty good job finishing, like he finished 5th, and the ratings finished 4th, which is pretty good considering they're against, the only teams that finished above them were United, Liverpool and City. So, yeah, I'm not entirely sure what's happened here because you've got Brighton under 18s are in the English under 18 Division 1 North. So Brighton are in the Northern Division. And then you've got Sunderland and Newcastle in the South. So you'd be furious, wouldn't you, if you were Brighton or Newcastle or Sunderland for that matter. So there you are. A lot of travelling, lads. Right, okay, let's get into the game. Let's see how we get on. That's going to be your team. Pretty standard, like flight changes for the players that are missing, right? So let's see how we get on. Come on, Burton Albion. Newcastle first. We need a big performance and result here. We are home. Gives us a chance. If we don't get Champions League, if we get Europa League, it's still obviously a great season. Anything that wasn't relegation is a great season, but Champions League would be very, very nice. It's different, isn't it? Champions League is just different, So here we go. Anyway, assistant manager says, got nothing to lose. We do have something to lose. And we are underway. Instant highlight. This could be good news. It could not be good news. It's not started off very well for us, is it? Because Newcastle start off with the ball on their half of the pitch. Oxby wins it. He's unlikely to go through and score here. I might do now. Yes, come on. There it is. 1-0. That little last touch that he had towards goal diagonally made me think he might score. If he would have taken that last touch away, so if we watch this again, brilliant stuff from Newcastle. We'll have a bit of this. So Oxby, that last touch before he shoots, just like here, that touch there, that's the only thing that made me think he might score that. Otherwise, I was expecting him to shoot and the keeper would save it. Also have like maybe a cutback. But in any case, it's 1-0 to Burton Albion. We're going to move on to the next highlight. Oxby plays it back into Mitchell King, who plays into Kyle Andrew. Takes his touches to Mitchell King to Brennan Hughes. Safe build-up. And that's a pretty poor pass. Newcastle are going to counter us. Burley almost wins it back. Is it going to be our highlight? I don't think it is. Surely not twice from that position, is it? Or it might be, or Oxby nearly had him. They play it into McLeod, into Munoz. In behind, it's going to be whipped into the box. Is it going to be a goal? Is it going to be a goal whipped in? Headed. Oh, good. It's not actually headed, it's a volley. And it's 1-1. Corner for Newcastle. Headed away. They're going to get a second chance here, though now. Oh, they've got to close down Oxby. No way, referee. You cannot be given that. It's going to be given as a penalty, unfortunately, for us. I'm not happy with that. Not happy with that. Penalty for Newcastle. Here we go. Sancho scores. 2-1. Devastating. Yeah, the problem with this match isn't just that it's a game this close end of the season. It's the fact it's against another top 4 team. you know? So losing this game's a real killer, and it would really put us up against it. As you can see now, we've dropped outside the top 4 with the current result and other results as they currently stand. Yeah, give me another attack from Newcastle here. Oh, they got past Brendan Hughes. I don't think we're going to win the ball back in time for this highlight to be ours. They go through, they shoot, it goes just wide. A quick update of the scores around the grounds. Arsenal don't play till later on. Tottenham are currently drawing at home to Villa, and obviously we are playing against Newcastle. That is your update. In fact, you can't see the scores. I'm going to switch their formation with the latest scores, I think. Okay, Tottenham have just scored to go 1-0 up, and Newcastle playing out here. We are down to 10 men temporarily. Hudson on the sideline. Newcastle play through the middle. It's looking pretty easy for them, isn't it? Oh, we nearly got to that. Newcastle above their attack. It's going to be an attack for them, isn't it? They're going to get a chance. Thomas has it. Plays it back to Kadri. They go through with touches towards the goal. Keeper saves it. Okay, Newcastle play out from the back. They clip it to their right back. They're going to build their attack now. It's going to be a dangerous attack, potentially. They've got a couple of players running in behind. McLeod was offside. He was offside. Don't even try that, referee. 2-0 to Tottenham, so that's game over for them. They're going to win their game at home to Villa as Norval makes a terrible save and it goes in, and that is going to be 3-1 and potentially game over. Not looking good. We'll say terrible, and we'll take off Hudson and throw on Kiernan, and then Dylan Wilson as a 10. Yeah, not looking good at all, this. Instant highlight for Burton Albion. Benin into Torrance. He's fouled. Penalty, referee. We'll take that. So Oxby likes to miss penalties. We know that. Tom Kiernan should be taking it. He will take it. Now, he's better with penalties, but not perfect. We'll see. Tom Kiernan with the penalty. Shoots. Scores 3-2. Okay, Newcastle play out to their left-hand side. They're going to try and build an attack through the centre. I quite like the numbers we've got here. We need to get a bit tighter to him, really. He's the only player that was free, and we went off him anyway. Benin gets it, plays through to Dylan Wilson to Oxby. Oxby's offside. I was hoping Wilson was going to shoot. Basically, just got all out attack now, trying to get ourselves a goal back. We need one more if we can. Tottenham have definitely won their game. Not looking good, is it? Newcastle get to the plate into the middle. Puts a crunch and tackle him. We're going to hit the ball. Benin goes through. He's not going to be able to score from there. No, Benin, come on. Okay, Newcastle for throw. They're going to play it across. Header wins it. He's now got 2 strikers. I put Carl Andrew up front. There he is. Big 6'5" centre-back up front. And then he gets on the end of it. I just wanted to put somebody else up front. And to be honest, it was more of a, let's just stick somebody who might be a threat in some form. It's not playing it long up to him. It's if we work it wide and it goes in the box that he could do something. I don't feel like anybody else could really do anything. But he probably could have done. Oxby's through. Is he onside? He is. He's got a score. And he has it. It's 2-2. Sorry, 3-3. It's 3-3. Do you go for this? 7 minutes to go. Let's look at the league table quickly here. Oh, that's what I was playing, by the way. Should we go for this? I know you're watching this after the fact, but I don't know what to do here. I feel like if we go for it, we're going to concede a 4th. If we draw, it keeps us in with a shout. It makes the next game interesting, but it sort of gives Arsenal an advantage if they win the game. I don't think I'm gonna chance them. I think they're gonna score anyway. But let's go back to our actual default tactic here. The team's a bit messed up though. Let's do that. That now looks good. Let's go with that, and let's not go defensive, but let's not chase it either. Let's just let the game play out and see what happens here. I think. Finishes 3-3, we'll say unlucky to the lads. I mean, it keeps us in with a shout, doesn't it, going into the last 2 games? I think that's better for us. We've got Arsenal next, haven't we, I suppose? So, yeah, there we go. Okay, I'll see you in a week's time for the game against Arsenal. Okay, so some huge news. Arsenal actually drew their game against whoever they played. Who was it? They played... Somebody I thought they beat Palace. They drew Palace away. That leaves them playing us now, but at their place. And then they play United away. So, a draw puts us in with a shout because they could still drop points to United last game, right? But it's still all to play for. Hopefully Tottenham play the game in hand pretty soon. When do they bloody play it? Okay, this week they play it. So we both play a game this weekend. Then midweek they play their game against Brighton. So they've got 2 away games against 2 sides. Well, Everton are doing decent this year. Brighton not so much. So they're in the Champions League final, Tottenham. So there you are. I heard you loud and clear in the comments. Most of you, nearly everybody, said take the England job if it becomes available. The only bit where people didn't quite agree as much is whether I should use Burton Albion only players or use others as well. So England currently are going to qualify for the Euros. Oh, they may not. It's actually early on in the qualification, but I'll keep an eye on that. Obviously, nothing's going to happen this year unless they don't qualify, but they're not going to fail to qualify in the next 2 matches. So it'd be next summer will be the time to look at that, but we'll keep an eye on that in any case. Okay, then. So Koja Kwame is almost back fit, so I think he'll be good enough to definitely be on the bench for the next game. We could probably risk him if we need to. But in any case, apart from that, same exact team's going to go out there in this one. Hopefully the boys can do it. Stephen Hudson's a bit tired, isn't he? I'm going to start him, and then we'll sub him off, is what we'll do. Let's go with that. Okay, we go then. Arsenal away. This is a big one. If we could just avoid defeat, that gives us a chance. If we can... Arteta saw the manager, incidentally. Nothing to lose, says the assistant manager again. Yeah, if we're going to get a draw, that would be a good enough result, I think. I think a draw would be okay. As it would give us a chance. I just... Oh, no. Giving it away. Yeah, a defeat makes things very difficult. A defeat means we have to really rely on other results all the way across the board. Tottenham are playing right. Tottenham and Newcastle are both playing right now, and Tottenham just scored to make it 1-0. Norval plays it to Mitchell King. Into Steve Torrance, into Kyle Andrew. Plays it into Helder. Plays it long in behind as Tottenham go 2-0 up. Arsenal get the ball easily, play out from the back. They're going to just swing it out to their winger. They're going to get it. It's going to be the highlight you would expect from this point forwards. Got a bit of time on the ball now. Going to whip it into the box. Cut across. And that wasn't that far away. Oh, Brendan Hughes. What are you doing, man? I've got to be honest. I was just waiting for it to sort of like play out a little bit more before I started commentating over the highlight. I wasn't expecting a red card one there. Not from 2 yellows in 30 minutes. So that's a huge problem as well for us. I mean, I guess we do that, right? It's tough, this. I don't really know. I think we'll just do that for now. Kyle Andrew plays it across to Mitchell King. Gives it to Benin, who's going to have Hudson. Yeah, they have to basically do 3 players. They're going to have to basically do 3 players worth of a job between the two of them here. Hudson and Oxby. And Hudson's going to get rinsed. And they get it on the left-hand side. They're going to cut it back now. Goes into the box. They're going to get a shot away. Goes towards goal. Vanderson. Howler wins it. Can we counter? Can we counter? Probably not if we're going to keep doing that. Yeah, we sort of need that. We need the 2 cams, really. I feel like we need those 2 players off the striker. So, I mean, you could remove the CM attack. Maybe get White at the back attack in there a little bit. Just looking at what else we could do here. A bit of that on the cards. Let's go with that. Hudson will come off at half-time, obviously, as he is so tired. He's just got 5 more minutes to get through, and then we'll take him off. Arsenal have yet another highlight. Oxby wins it. He needs to get himself up front, really. Oh, no. Oh, we win it back. Kiernan into Torrance. He's got Oxby, who's going to be free here. Play Oxby in. He wants it all day. Well, hang on, is it Oxby? No, Oxby's there. Who is that? Helder. Helder's in space. Torrance gets it, plays it to nobody, gives it away. So if we concede from this, we're a bit disappointed, and Newcastle have just scored as well, which make this even worse. I mean, we're going to have to accept that we're probably going to lose this at this point. Going out to 10 is just a disaster for us. Oh, it's offside. Good. No, still. Right, we swipe to half-time. We'll say, come on, lads. And then decision to make, really. Who goes... I think it's going to have to be just that Hudson comes off, Denny Wilson goes on, and leave Benim at wing-back. I think that's the way we go. Another highlight for Arsenal. They're going to play through the middle. They've got a chance. Diallo's through. Takes a wide angle. Keeper saves it 5 minutes into the half, and we're getting battered. Helder's going to come off. I'm going to throw on Lockwood into left wing back. And that'll do again for now. As Arsenal score, but it could be disallowed again. We'll see. It counts as 1-0. So Tottenham are currently 5-0 up in their game. So that game is over. Newcastle still think only a goal up. So their game is in the balance still a little bit. But they're at home. So we need to try and get ourselves a goal if we can. What we need is them to get a red card. Even up the game, then we can go for it. Obviously, I will go for it if I have to anyway. But is he onside? No, he's not. But we're going to keep this in play, aren't we? And then where do we go with this? Norval's got it with 2 players around him. Mitchell King flicks into nobody. We have to go 2 at the back, I reckon. Just sod it and go 2. Yeah, before it's too late, let's go for it now. As Newcastle just scored there at the bottom of the screen. So if we go and get rid of maybe this position there. Let's go with that and that. Okay, we'll go with that then. We'll go with that. Mitchell King, is he going to be the one that comes off though? Mitchell King will stay on. We'll take off Kyle Andrew. We'll put on... I think Rowlands can go in there. Norval, the goal kick to Mitchell King. Back into Torrance. He has time and space. Travels with it. Got to try and play it into some... One of these two could really have done with making a bit of depth for us there. Trying to get us in behind. Because they've got loads of space here, Arsenal. They're just leaving for us to exploit. They go through. It's calamitous. They've scored. It's 2-0, and that is going to be game over. In fact, Oxby's just going to come off. And then we'll put Stevenson forward in as well. On the account, it's the last one. Yeah, I'll see at the end of the game. We'll see what the damage is in terms of the points of the top 4 and stuff. Okay, finished 4-0 to Arsenal. Not great. We'll say unlucky, but I mean, the red card, I knew it was going to be a problem. Let's see what the damage is. Hopefully it's not too bad, but we're definitely 6th. So that means that Tottenham are now gone. They are definitely going to be in the top 4, well, at least from our perspective. We can't catch Tottenham anymore. We're going to get 65. So it's only between Arsenal and Newcastle going to the last game of the season. And we play Tottenham. So we play Bournemouth the last game of the season. Arsenal play against United away, so that's a potentially good result coming for us there. And then Newcastle play Crystal Palace away. Can Crystal Palace do us a favour in 18th position? That's going to be the question. Right, here we go then. It's going to come down to the last game of the season. It all comes down to this. A win, and we've got a chance. Anything other than a win means we're not going to get top 4. So I'll see you in a week's time for the last game of the season. We're going to be guaranteed Europa League, right? I don't know why we're not getting it confirmed. Yeah, we should be in Europa League in any case. But I'll see you in a week's time, and let's see if we can get into the Champions League. Right, so it's just getting worse, isn't it? We're definitely not going to get into top 4. Look at this. Beneem's out. That's the first bit of bad news to bring to you, which means we go with that. I guess Kwame. Do you know what Kwame's playing? I don't care. We'll go with our best team here. Brendan Hughes is also out. So obviously we knew that because of the straight reds. Guess Lockwood's the next in line to go into the team. I guess you do that. That's all we can do, really, isn't it? That's the best we can do. It's devastating, really. I feel like that's going to cost us, but I can't even play Beneem in there and play someone else as a 10, right? So that is your team. Lockwood moves into wing back. That's the first change there. And Kwame's going back in, not fully fit, but nobody cares at this point. He's got to play. We've got to win. So here we go. Huge moment in the series. Assistant manager says, show the world what it takes. It doesn't say there's no pressure this time, which is good because there is pressure. Okay, instant highlight 4 minutes in. Helder goes to the left-hand side. Be a red card highlight. Be a red card highlight. Coast it back. They clear it. It's going to be ours, surely. Mitchell King, Lockwood, Hudson, Kwame beats one player, goes through. That's what we've been missing in the team. Kwame comes back. We score instantly. We go ahead, and it's 1-0 Burton. If only we didn't have the injuries that we had to our crucial players at the crucial times, right? It's devastating, but it's not all over yet. There's, this game's got a long way to go, and the other games haven't finished yet, so there's still a chance. Yeah, I'm not seeing any goals yet going from the other sides. Arsenal are here. I'm trying to get Tottenham. So I don't count Tottenham, do we? Count Newcastle. So you've got Newcastle with Palace right underneath us. Then you've got Arsenal and United right there. So those are the games we're looking at. Of course, I'll just bring it to you. There you go. Palace have scored. Palace have scored against Newcastle. That's one of the results going our way. We just need United to do us a favour. In fact, can United draw against Arsenal? I think they can. I think we need Palace to beat Newcastle. In fact, I didn't even look at the goal difference. Do you know what? Before we carry on, let's have a look at this quickly. Right, this is before the game started. So goal difference was, we have the worst goal difference. Right, okay. So if Newcastle draw their game and we win, it goes to goal difference, Newcastle win. So we need Newcastle to actually lose, and they are losing. And we need Arsenal to draw or lose. It doesn't matter. So there you are. That is just there to play. So Palace have scored. It's obviously so likely Newcastle will get a draw out of that. It's a bit of a shame they need to draw, isn't it, really? But that is the situation. We definitely ruined it in the last 2 months with our results. Not that it was our own fault in terms of, we completely threw it away. We got bad injuries at the wrong time, which, I mean, you could say that in any save with any team, but in a no-signing Youth Academy only save, that's when it's really a big deal for us, right? More than it would be ordinarily. That guy is offside. That is not going to count. What we need really is Palace to go 2-0 up. Then there's a chance, right? We also need to win our game first, don't forget. There's only 1-0. Bournemouth are going to get a chance here. They continue through the middle. This guy's onside this time. He's gone. The goalkeeper scored, and it's 1-1. Got to do your own job first, lads. I mean, Kwame's going to have to be taken off at some point in the second half. That's not a good thing either for us. Free kick for Bournemouth. That isn't going to go in, I don't think. If he shoots, yeah. Oh, but the rebound might. Oh, it was close. Still Palace 1, Newcastle 0, and it's still United 0, Arsenal 0 going into half-time here. So as things stand, we just need a goal. That is all we need currently. So we'll say to the lads, do it for the fans, and we'll leave it the same for the first little while. I like here, Torrance throws into Kiernan. Burley, back into Torrance. Turns and plays it to the goalkeeper, into Carl Andrew. Back to the goalkeeper, into Torrance. Takes some touches into Tom Kiernan. Back into Carl Andrew. Plays into Kwame. Kwame into Kieran. Goes through. Is he going to score? He's got to score. And I'm so pleased he did. If he would have missed that, I tell you what, fucking Aaron Oxby's right there. He's right there for the cut across goal. Let's watch it again. You'll just see him here. Like as he breaks through, Oxby makes his own little run. He goes past the defender right here. I mean, I tell you what, I'm pleased he scored 2-1. It's still Palace 1, Newcastle 0. It's still United 0, Arsenal 0. We're winning. Now, do we take off Oxby? Oh, not Oxby, Kwame now. It's a highlight for Bournemouth. Oh, dear. Can we survive it? Can we survive the highlight? We can. We need to make some changes here. I think Kwame needs to come off. He's on like red, isn't he? For energy. They cut it across. It's bloody just about blocked and cleared away. Right. Changes are happening right now. Dylan Wilson, welcome to the game. I'm thinking Oxby comes off, John King. I'm feeling like that's the way to go. Lockwood is a little tired. I'm not sure I can get you off, really, unless we go with a bit of this magic here and we get... Does Miller play CDM or does Roland? Roland's, mate. Can you do it? Can you do it for us? Got Stevenson Ford. Oh, tried and trusted. He can't tackle. I'm not liking Heller. It's got to be Roland's. I think he's the best holding midfield player to go into that position there. I mean, Oxby's had a terrible match rating anyway. He's not doing much. Getting a fresh striker and run around and press the opposition and be a threat on the counter, being completely fresh. Those two things should help us. And he's 6'6", isn't he? So there's always that. Although Oxby's pretty big himself. Oh, they'd cut it across. There could be a goal. It's another block. Jesus, lads. Can we sort it out? I'm not sure I'll make any of the subs unless we concede, because whoever I bring on from the bench to replace somebody now is going to be a massive drop-off in terms of quality. Oh, no. There it is, 2-2. Right, going back to this end, I guess. Now I'm a bit annoyed at the players for letting us down here, because we should have probably got a result of this game. I've got to be honest, if we don't win, I sort of hope Newcastle to come back. Otherwise, it would have been the only reason we don't get top four is because we've lost this game. Or we've drawn this game, sorry. Not losing. Dave Wilson doesn't quite get it across. I mean, we're going for it, and so are they. I don't know why they're going for it. Are they playing for something here? Oh, he's got to be offside, that guy, isn't he? I think the last guy was offside. The other ones were fine. He could be onside, though. We'll see. It was close. Disallowed. Just looks like we're going to fall just short. There is a late highlight, though. Torrance plays into Burley. Doesn't quite get there. We need some early pressure on them here. Come on. Get up, Burley. Are we going to win this? Oh, we've won it now. John King. Heller, he's got players ahead of him. Tom Kiernan. Andrew, the centre-back. Carl Andrew's done it. I don't believe it. Captain, leader, legend Carl Andrew. The centre-back has been played up front. And he scored to make it 3-2. And could have just put us in the Champions League. It all depends on the Newcastle result now. I don't believe what I've just seen. I can't believe Carl Andrew just done that. That's just incredible. Right, defensive version of the tactic is done. Can we see out the game? Hang on, no. I had those who switched around the one around. There you go. And then he had John King at centre-back. Right, just double checking it is all correct. It all looks fine now. Yeah, let's watch his goal again. Incredible stuff. It's better with John King. I was a bit disappointed in John King here for losing the ball, really. But gets through. Carl Andrew goes through. Bangs it in. Makes it 3-2. Can we survive? 4 minutes to go. It's still 1-0 Palace. It's still 1-0 Palace. I don't know if we've done it, because there's sometimes a last-minute goal that goes in doesn't quite register in time. Did we do it? Did we do it? Please tell me we did it. Please tell me we did it. Come on! We bloody did it! Come on, Burton Albion! Yes! Oh, we did it. Burton Albion, the Youth Academy no signings team with Youth Academy players only, have got themselves into the Champions League in their first season in the Premier League. Absolutely outstanding. That is incredible. I can't believe we've just done that. And especially because that was 2 games in a row. I've just thrown Carl Andrew up there. And he's got a goal both times, right? Oh, sorry, he didn't score against Newcastle. But we scored after that change. Aaron Oxby scored in the Newcastle game. But yeah, that change is what saved us. And to be honest with you, during this run, the bad run, on and off camera, what I was doing before to try and get a goal, the tactic I would go to get a goal, wasn't really working. So I'm really pleased we found something again towards the end that helped us get the goal. That is the only win we had, really, in those last few games. We only won 2 matches. From the 31st of January, the 31st of January, we only won 2 Premier League games for the rest of the season. And that was one of them. Last game of the that was a proper Manchester City last game of the season type of move, wasn't it? 3-2 win, last minute goal. Kyle Andrew does the business in the last second of the game. I tell you what, viewers, I'm sure you can't believe that either. What an absolute fucking legend Kyle Andrew is. He's a club legend. I don't care what this says. Kyle Andrew, where is he? He's not even on there. Not even fifth personnel. Look at that. Nor am I, incidentally, but we won't talk about that. Fuck, man. That's incredible. Kyle Andrew, the captain. He's on like a 10-year something contract. I know it's just the 4 at the moment for him, but he'll be 30 at the end of that contract. Wow. What a moment from Kyle Andrew. That is so funny. That is such a hilarious outcome to that. Burton Albion confirmed their best ever finish, of course, to do 4th in the Premier League. Burton Albion qualify for the Champions League. There you go. That is just incredible, man. I can't believe that. Fucking what a finish that was to the season. I really thought it was over. I thought there was no way we were going to do it. It feels really weird in a save, to be honest, to be doing this well, have all the money, and not be able to spend it. It's actually quite weird. Like, oh, wow. 2035 Champions League. Oh, it's just so good, man. Yeah, we're going to make a lot of money now. We can't even upgrade anything, so we literally can't do anything with it, apart from give players, like, 10-year contracts, or 8 years, which I can do over the summer and pre-season, I suppose, but my God, what a unbelievable season. Right, what we are going to do now is do the end of season review. Then we'll come back and do the player attributes development review as well. So let's take a breath. Let's soak in the 4th place Champions League finish, and let's have a look at the end of season review. I just can't believe it. But we'll go through the point. We'll go through it all in a second, but see you in a second. Look at that. Record high for Burton. Absolutely love it, man. So good. Yeah, we don't care about that. Kojo Kwame was named as Young Player of the Year. I mean, him playing in that last game is what changed everything, right? You could see if we don't have injuries, so if him and Benin both can start, if him, Benin, and Oxby can start, we can afford up to, I think, 3 starting 11 injuries and still compete like a Europa League, Conference League, any kind of European football kind of team. I think we can compete in that frame. As soon as you lose one of those 3, it's a huge problem. If you lose 2, it's a disaster. Jack Serra's named Manager of the Year. Yes, I mean, fair enough. I think in real life, if that was what happens, you wouldn't have any debate, really, would you? I don't think for that. So here we go then. End of season review 2034, 2035. The new arrivals. There aren't any results. I mean, absolutely brilliant. 4th place, Champions League, 65 points. Well done, Burton Albion. What an unbelievable season. Better than I could ever possibly have thought it would have gone. I mean, I was hoping we'd just survive. I was pretty sure that we were going to have a real struggle unless we could get off to a great start, and we sort of did, didn't we? Well, we did definitely get off to a great start. Moments to remember. Match remember was a 2-1 against Southampton. Biggest one was 4-0 against Wolves. Goal of the season was from from Mitchell King. Hang on, I don't know. Mitchell King. Finances, everything's gone up except, 2 have gone down actually. Sponsorship's gone down, and so has match day commercial and retail. So there you are. Those are your biggest shirts being sold. Little Benim's not on the list yet, but he'll get there. Bless him. How we lined up? Yeah, that was the... okay. It's decided that Benim doesn't deserve to go in. It's going to be Tom Killen instead, which is a bit of a brave shout by whoever did this team. You can imagine if this was on Twitter, if somebody from the Burton Albion team put this out as the team of the season. Fans would be devastated that Benim's not made that. Accolades. Fans player of the season, Hudson. Young player of the season is Hudson. Goal of the season, Mitchell King. Top goal scorer was Aaron Oxby. Most assists was Hudson with 10. Most player of the match was Oxby with 4. Highest average rating was Kwame 7.1. 2 record breakers, both by John King. Most league appearances by a player and most league goals by a player. There you are. History in the making. Yes, we were absolutely brilliant. Yes, Kwame and Benin both got onto the next gen list again, which is great. Job done. Kojo Kwame wins English Players Young Player of the Year award, and Manager of the Year goes to me. So there you go. That is your end of season review. Let's have a look at the players. Before we do that, let's have a quick look at this. That's our overall best 11. So John King is in it with William, Victor, Hamer, Hudson, Hughes, Burley, King, Andrew Hughes, and Harrison, Sam Hughes, legends. We have gained 170,000 plus fans on social media. That's always nice, I guess. The board are very disappointed at lack of counter-attacking football. So, let's get a perspective here, board. Do you know what I mean? Plans for next season. All I can say is about avoiding relegation. So, I mean, So they've said, come off it. We all know we're favourites for relegation for a reason. I mean, okay, it's like, yeah, we're going to go down. Do you know what, is that what you want me to say? Like, is that what you want to say, lads? Fucking give it backbone in you. What are we doing? Okay, big news. We are going to expand the stadium by 9,474 seats. It's going to take 9 months to complete. So that means that we're going to play our first season in the Champions League at Pride Park, one of our local rivals. They rivals as well. A little bit of a local rival. So I think that's bad PR, isn't it? That you don't want to be doing that season. Give it one more season. Do you know what I mean? Like the finances are going to be fine. But that's what they've decided. So there we are. I feel like right now this would be a really fun save to start spending money and buying English players. I'm not going to do that, of course, in this series, but it's just something that, like, it's go like and do an all English or all home nations kind of thing. Wow. Okay, here we go then. End of season review. Well, player attribute development review, of course. So last 12 months, he's got a +1 for composure and strength. Generally still improving. He's still got himself working on the positioning, which is his biggest weakness for me. Where it was. It's up to 13 now, which is okay, but could be better. Mitchell King, I think it's just stagnating now, isn't he, really? So, yeah, that's not too much to add there. Rainsford didn't get too many matches a minute, so he hasn't improved that much, but he's still improving a little bit, not as much as we'd like. Torrance, who plays ahead of Rainsford at centre-back, although he's played all the matches, he hasn't really got all the minutes. He's not really improved, has he? That's a bit concerning. I thought he might have improved a bit, to be fair. Oh, he's only 21, right? Isn't he? 21, 22, 21. So, don't know. Not happy with that, really. So, you need to get yourself on the training ground a bit more, mate. Not quite sure about that. That's a bit disappointing, to be honest. Giannis had a bit of a mixture of a season. At times got in the first team, and then, yeah, at times was out of it. So there you are. Doesn't really change anything for him. Lee Burley did show signs of progression later in the season, despite the fact he wasn't playing all the time. So, he's still improving, even though he wasn't a starter. So, that's exciting for us. He's going to continue to improve. He's 24. So, good news. Stevenson Ford had a pretty good couple of years, really. If we look at the last sort of 2 years for him, yeah, he's had a pretty good 2 years, looking really good. Hasn't quite improved as much as he could have done, because he just didn't get as much game time. Where did he play? He played 6 starts, 11 subs. Stephen Hudson, we'll have a look at next. Don't think we're going to see too much from him. No, we're not. Jordan Rowlands didn't really get enough starts, I don't think. No, I've seen nothing really from him either. Alistair Bevan's got a bad injury towards the back end of the season, which was a shame because he was progressing nicely. Yeah, if you look at the last 2 years, yeah, a few downs as well, I suppose. Have a look at Helder. So last 12 months for Helder. Lots of greens, nothing as a +1 as of yet, but I still feel like he's going to improve a little bit more. I think next season will be interesting playing at the Champions League level as well. So, solid player this season. Probably played above his attributes from what we saw anyway. Aaron Oxby, 12 months, I mean, he's just absolutely incredible. He is incredible, isn't he? He's still got 4 years left on his contract. He's getting quicker. Fucking hell, he's good. He's the one player that I was hoping we would get. I was hoping we'd get a player like this in the save. I don't know how we could even get ourselves into a position to win the league without a player like this. So, yeah, he's a world-class striker and he's good in the end. He's so creative as well. 15 passing, 17 vision. He could be a number 10. He could get into our team in any position he wanted, probably including on the side of a back 3. So, what a player. The best I could ever have hoped for, and I love him. What a player. Oh, no. Don't want to see any of this. Last to look at is Kwame and Benim. So, Kwame last 12 months, nothing too much in terms of attribute development. The last 2 years, though, quite a bit. And then, lastly, Benim we'll look at here. We'll go 6 months on, 12 months on him. Oh, fuck, that is a solid 12 months from him, from the young man. And then 2 years is just sensational. So we've got 3 good forwards there. Kwame, Benim. I'm really liking the fact that we've sort of settled on a tactic that gets us 3 good attackers in central positions. I just feel like that we were always going to struggle to get like top level world class wingers. But I didn't want to shoehorn a narrow tactic for the sake of it. I think it's just organically developed right into what it is, and it's just a beautiful tactic for us to use. Looking at some of the young players here in the 21s, Lee Huxley, we'll start off with you because you scored a lot of goals this season. That's all time. I'm going to go last 12 months. So yeah, still improving last 12 months. In fact, let's get the youth selection info so we can see what actually did. So he's got 42 goals this season. Alistair Bevan's got 25, 20 assists. Eddie Perry was like banging in the goals as well. This guy I wanted to look at, the Norwegian midfielder, I always forget his name. Probably not going to be quite good enough, is he, to get into the first team. He's going to probably be a bit too late in his development, but you never know. He could develop late. I mean, Declan Morris is worth like 18 million pounds, allegedly. Uh, Justin Parker Trot. That's what it reminds me of. Maybe not quite as good. I don't think his valuation really goes with it. Zach Powell is a really good player, I think. He's going to be in the first team squad next season, I think. It's one of our wing backs. That's the last 12 months, looking pretty decent there. Jamie Pierce is like a player that's come out of nowhere. The last 12 months, he's improved quite a bit. Looks a pretty decent backup side of a back three kind of player. Nothing too amazing. Looking at the 18s now. Finlay Troft finished the season playing really well. Didn't improve that much. He'll go to the 21s next year. Justin Fuller will get the same treatment. He'll likely go up to the 21s. We'll see, because he's still only 16, right? So I guess it's hard for those two in particular, because are they both only 16? No, Troft is now 17, but like Justin Fuller's still not off his youth contract yet, so he's got a lot of room to improve, even though he's been here for a year already. So that's a positive, of course. James Thomas has come in this season and improved instantly, which is good. Obviously, when he just signed him, so he's not going to have really anything on this, but that's good news. And that is pretty much it for your attribute development review. In terms of the league table, then we finished 4th on 65 points. We scored 65 goals and conceded 56, which is quite a lot. But Tottenham conceded 50, who were ahead of us, but they scored 85. So I feel like that we were slightly fortunate to get in the end, but we earned it. We got ourselves there. We got ourselves over the line. What a finish to the season. And look at the teams we beat out, like Newcastle. What's their contract here? They've got players on 325 grand a week. Arsenal have got 375 grand a week. United have got somebody on 235. Chelsea got somebody on 275. It's just sensational. We finished just below Tottenham, we've got somebody on 275 twice, including Endrick, apparently. So there you are. We did incredible to get where we were. In terms of the average possession, we were 8th on 52, which is pretty good. Extra performance, we were only 6th. Tottenham massively overachieved their XG, so you'd expect next season them to drop off a bit, potentially there. Expected goals for, we were 6th. Non-penalty XG for, we were 5th, actually. That's what we're looking at, really. Looking at goals from corners, Tottenham, not only did they score 10 from corners, but they also were massively outperforming their XG. So I expect Tottenham to drop off a lot next season. And they could just do it again, but it's unlikely. XG against, so we had the 4th worst XG against the entire division. So we were really bad defensively, or in transition as well, etc. Net transfer spends, minus 29k. Salary, there you are. Salary, I got myself so you can see this. We are bottom on 28.19 million, which is but there's one team almost in our ballpark, which is Sunderland, and everybody else is double or more. The top team on 253, which is now what you can't see here, and that's the top of the list there. So there you are. Pretty incredible achievement from the boys. And we only got 18,000 for the matches, but there you are. We sold out every single home match as well. So there you go. Good stuff. But that's it. That is going to do your episode. That is a sensational episode. Yeah, I absolutely loved that. That was a quality season, quality journey we've been on. Yeah, I'm gonna take some time to reevaluate exactly what I want to do with the series. Again, just because I'm looking at my current time, the FM24 is not that far away from us, I guess, really, in the grand scheme of things. And yeah, I want to make sure I'm able to bring you videos that I'm enjoying doing, because like I said, I love this channel. I love interacting with every single one of you. It's fantastic. It's brilliant to be able to do this. And with me going back into coaching and doing other stuff, I just have to make sure it works in a way for me that I'm able to keep doing it, right? If it becomes a massive time constraint for me, it'll be something that I might have to drop, and I don't want to do that. So I need to find a way to blend it in together, and it might be just a case of that I have to finish this series a little earlier than I wanted to give myself that extra 8 weeks in the summer to have almost free, so that I can continue to go and move house, get my new coaching role, and help put my hours and work into FM24. I'm sure most of you watching, if you don't know me personally, in real life, you don't need to know me personally, I guess, for it to come across that obviously I love Football Manager. It's more than just a game to me. It always has been, and now it is my life in more ways than one. So that, because I have a job doing it, it's not just a job to me. In fact, I hate calling it a job or calling it work. But I still see myself as a fan of the game, just like you watching everybody else. I'm still a fan like everybody else, I have the same love for the game. I have the same frustrations at times, as we've seen in the series. I love Football Manager. It's amazing. And I still feel like that I am one of everybody else that happens to be lucky enough to be on the inside of the studio. That's why I try to read everything, whether it's comments in my comment section, on Twitter, on the forums, wherever it is, I try to read it. So yeah, now with the blog coming out that most of you who have seen, I've not really done a video, I've not recorded a video since it got announced. Now you've seen the blog and you can see just where the game's going and all of the work that's going into the next couple of years. You can see how things could be quite busy. So yeah, basically moving house, new coaching role, and a busy period of FM24, and then after that FM25. Those three things combining, making it slightly more difficult to get videos out at the same rate as I was doing before. But the channel will go nowhere. There'll always be a series, and I'll always try to bring elements of real life coaching into it as well, because that seems to be something that people really enjoy. And I guess having a more unique experience of playing FM for so long, working at SI, and then working in real football at a professional academy, I like being able to bring something a bit different to the table. So yeah, that's generally it. That's just my sort of like message to everybody watching. Yeah, massive thank you to every single one of you that's been watching this series, because like I said earlier, the Moneyball series, although this one started first, the Moneyball series really took off the channel this year in a way that I probably couldn't quite anticipate. And but this series carried on going. I made sure I had videos coming out all the time, and it meant just as much to me as the Moneyball one did. But I didn't promote it as much on Twitter, and the reason for that is purely because on Twitter I've got people that follow me from my coaching background, as well as Football Manager colleagues and Football Manager content creators and / content consumers, if you will. So I feel like someone's a bit disrespectful to people that follow me for non-FM reasons to spam my YouTube channel on my Twitter. So I don't do that. I don't like to do that. I do happen to make FM content, but I don't consider myself an FM content creator, if that makes any sense. I consider myself a UAFB licensed football coach that works at Sports Interactive, and I happen to also make FM content. That's how I sort of perceive it, right? So yeah, I don't do that. And the reason I'm bringing that up is that, like, this channel, if I'd have promoted every video on Twitter, made a custom thumbnail for every single one, put in a clickbait headline, which I'll never do, by the way. I'll never do a clickbait headline or title. If I did those things, yes, I could have got more views, but I didn't ever care about that. The people that were already watching the series, the 500 of you that watched every single episode, the fact that I've carried this series on has been for you, and as a thank you from me for supporting the channel when it was not as big, and supporting a series that you must really have loved, because it didn't have any clickbait titles, it didn't have a fancy thumbnail, and you were watching anyway. So from me, from the bottom of my heart, a massive thank you, because that means a lot, because you were genuinely watching for me and for the series. Of course, the series is what really does it. These boys are the ones that make this series what it is. But yeah, that's why you were coming back. There's other creators with editors, thumbnail creators, etc. We don't have any of that. We are just a pure football and Football Manager channel. And although I'm getting better at the thumbnails, I've got a little way to make them now. It's almost easy enough where I could make a custom on each video, but let's wait and see what happens. Let's not get carried away. I don't want to commit to that yet, but at least I know how to make them easier now and personalize them better. So that's going forwards. In terms of 24, I have got multiple series that I want to do for reasons that I can't really explain, I suppose, right now. But I've got multiple things that I'd like to do. There's going to be... If I do downscale the videos over the next few weeks and a couple months, it will ramp massively back up in that period, because I'm really excited about making content from FM24. And yeah, I don't want to go into any more details about that. But let's just say I'll be definitely ramping up my content going into FM24 again. We'll have at least, I think, 2 series when the game comes out. I'm going to save this video right now. I'm going to edit it over the weekend. Today is Thursday. I'm going to edit it and upload this one over the weekend. And I'm going to take some time to reevaluate this series. And when I say that, I don't mean whether I'm just going to carry on with it or not, because I'd like to at least do one more season to get the Champions League in for everybody else. But I'll likely give you a few options, because there's multiple things we could do. I mean, I could try and do one more season, just like we've always done it. But then if I have to put all that effort into one more season, it'll likely be potentially the last one. Turn it into a bit of a rebuild type thing where we sort of holiday season and see how the players develop. I can post the save up for everybody else to take over. And maybe I do a video in a month's time with everybody that's taken it over. If you send me your updates, I can cover in a video how everybody got on with our wonderful team here. Yeah, I don't really want to just end it before I really have an end point. But yeah, the bare minimum was get to Premier League. Really, I like to win a trophy. So next season, doing the Champions League and winning a trophy would be nice to be able to then go, okay, we could potentially end it here. And but it doesn't mean it has to be 1 year. It could be more than one. But just giving you a fair warning that this save may not go to 2050 that I originally was happy to do, just because of constraints that I didn't foresee in January when the save started. I think it was this series started in January, right? We're in bloody July now. But also the other thing that plays on my mind is I don't think I'd ever do this kind of save again for content, because it's so difficult and it's so time consuming, and we've actually got a really good opportunity here to kick on. So I don't know. But yeah, anyway, that is going to do it. You're going to join me back next time where we'll go straight into the Champions League, whatever game that is, whether it is on the calendar, we'll come in for that, and we'll go from there, and we'll see what happens. But that is going to do it from me. Thank you so much to all of you for watching, and I'll see you all, of course, next time.